A woman who chooses herself begins by knowing who she truly is. This is more than just recognizing your name, title, or role in society. It's about understanding the essence of your being, your purpose, and your value in this world. When a woman embraces self-awareness, she embarks on a transformative journey that reshapes her identity, her confidence, and her destiny. Self-awareness is the foundation upon which every meaningful aspect of life is built. It's the quiet realization that your worth is intrinsic, not dictated by external circumstances, relationships, or accolades. It's the ability to look inward and understand your unique strengths, passions, and aspirations, and to own them unapologetically. This is where true power begins, not in how the world perceives you, but in how you perceive yourself. When a woman becomes self-aware, she frees herself from the chains of comparison. She no longer looks to others for affirmation because she understands her own worth. She doesn't measure herself against another's success, beauty, or achievements because she knows her journey is uniquely hers. In this awareness, she finds peace because she recognizes that she is enough, just as she is. Choosing oneself also requires confronting the hard truths. Self-awareness means facing the parts of you that need healing, growth, or change. It's not about perfection, but progress. A woman who chooses herself has the courage to say, I am a work in progress, and that's okay. She embraces her flaws, not as limitations, but as opportunities for growth. She understands that self-awareness is not about being flawless, but about being honest with herself and others. This profound understanding of self becomes a compass that guides every decision. A self-aware woman is less likely to be swayed by external pressures or the opinions of others because she knows what she stands for. She has clarity about what aligns with her values, dreams, and goals. This clarity becomes her power, allowing her to move through life with intention and purpose. Moreover, self-awareness fosters resilience. When a woman knows who she is not easily shaken by the storms of life. She understands that her worth is not tied to her circumstances or her mistakes. Even when faced with setbacks, she can stand firm, knowing that her identity remains intact. This inner strength is what separates those who crumble under pressure from those who rise above it. Woman who chooses herself through self-awareness is unstoppable. She becomes the architect of her own life, creating a reality that reflects her truth. She is not waiting for someone to save her or complete her. She is already whole. Her confidence radiates, her purpose inspires, and her presence transforms. This is the power of a woman who knows herself. She becomes a force to be reckoned with, a living testament to what is possible when you choose to honor the person you were created to be. In choosing herself, she wins. Not because life is always easy, but because she is always growing, always learning, and always moving closer to her destiny. Society often dictates who a woman should be, defining her worth by roles, appearances, or relationships. These expectations create invisible boundaries, trapping women in cycles of trying to please everyone but themselves. However, A woman who chooses herself boldly refuses to be confined by these limitations. She reclaims her identity and dares to live on her own terms. Breaking free from expectations requires courage. It means challenging the norms that have been imposed upon you, sometimes for generations. It means stepping out of the comfortable confines of should and embracing the liberating uncertainty of could. This journey begins when a woman recognizes that living by others' standards is not truly living at all. It's surviving, and she was made for so much more than survival. She was made to thrive. A woman who chooses herself understands that societal expectations are often contradictory and unrealistic. One moment you're told to be strong, and the next to be quiet, to stand out but not too much, to pursue success but not at the cost of being likable. These conflicting messages create an impossible standard, one that leaves many women feeling inadequate. But the woman who breaks free knows that perfection is a myth and that authenticity is far more powerful. Choosing to set her own standards means a woman is no longer waiting for validation from the world. She doesn't seek approval in how she dresses, what she achieves, or how she lives her life. She stops asking for permission to dream and instead gives herself the authority to pursue her passions, no matter how unconventional they may seem. This is not rebellion for rebellion's sake. It's a quiet resolve to live authentically, unapologetically, and wholeheartedly. In breaking free, she may face criticism. Others may not understand her choices, and some may even feel threatened by her independence. But she doesn't let these voices deter her. She knows that being true to herself means she might lose people who were never meant to stay. Yet she also knows that the right people, the ones who truly value her, will embrace and support her authenticity. This act of liberation is not only personal, but generational. When a woman breaks free from societal expectations, she paves the way for others to do the same. She becomes an example to her daughters, her sisters, and her friends, showing them that it is possible to live a life of purpose, passion, and freedom. She shifts the narrative for those who follow, proving that a woman's worth is not tied to how well she fits into a box, but to how boldly she steps outside of it. By rejecting the expectations placed upon her, a woman reclaims her power. She is no longer defined by what others think she should be, but by who she chooses to become. And in doing so, she discovers a life that is not only fulfilling, but profoundly meaningful. A life where she is truly. Choosing yourself is an act of courage, especially in a world that often equates self-prioritization with selfishness. Yet, a woman who dares to put herself first recognizes a truth that is both simple and profound. She cannot fully give to others if she does not first give to herself. This courage to prioritize her own well-being, dreams, and aspirations becomes the foundation for a more fulfilling life, not only for her, but for everyone she touches. To prioritize yourself is not to abandon others. It is to recognize that your energy, time, and resources are not infinite. Many women are taught to be everything for everyone, pouring themselves out until they are drained and depleted. But the woman who chooses herself understands that this path is unsustainable. She knows that in order to be a source of strength, love, and support to others, she must first replenish her own spirit. This courage manifests in small but significant choices. It's saying no when a yes would compromise your peace. It's carving out time to pursue your passions, even when others demand your attention. It's investing in your growth, whether through education, rest, or self-care, without guilt or apology. These choices may feel uncomfortable at first, especially for a woman who has spent her life prioritizing others. But over time, they become acts of self-respect that build confidence and clarity. Choosing yourself also means setting boundaries, a task that often requires tremendous bravery. Boundaries are not about shutting people out, but about defining what you will and will not accept. They protect your time, energy, and mental health, ensuring that you are not constantly overextended or overwhelmed. The woman who prioritizes herself understands that boundaries are an act of love, not just for herself, but for those around her. When she is at her best, she can give her best. The courage to prioritize oneself also involves confronting the fear of judgment. Society may call her selfish, unkind, or too ambitious, but a woman who chooses herself is not deterred by these labels because she knows her intentions are pure. She is not seeking to diminish others, but to elevate herself, understanding that her elevation allows her to uplift those around her. Her courage inspires others to examine their own lives and ask if they too are living authentically and fully. When a woman chooses to prioritize herself, she shifts the dynamics of every relationship in her life. She teaches her children the importance of self-worth, models healthy boundaries for her friends, and inspires her partner to respect and honor her individuality. This ripple effect transforms not only her life, but also the lives of those she loves. In choosing herself, a woman reclaims her time, energy, and purpose. She steps into her power and becomes the best version of herself, not for others' approval, but because she deserves it. And in doing so, she discovers that prioritizing herself is not an act of selfishness, but a profound act of love. When a woman chooses herself, she wins every time. This isn't about avoiding challenges or never facing failure. It's about understanding that every choice she makes to invest in herself brings her closer to victory, no matter the outcome. Even in moments that feel like loss, she gains something invaluable: wisdom, resilience, and a deeper understanding of her journey. Life is full of uncertainties, and no decision is without risk. But a woman who chooses herself recognizes that the greatest risk of all is neglecting her own growth, dreams, and well-being. She knows that by betting on herself, she ensures that her life is not dictated by fear, doubt, or the expectations of others. Each choice she makes to prioritize her happiness, health, or aspirations becomes a step toward a future where she thrives. Choosing herself also means redefining what it means to win. Society often equates winning with outward success, achievements, accolades, or material gain. But for the woman who chooses herself, winning is deeply personal. It's the quiet satisfaction of knowing she stayed true to her values, the joy of pursuing her passions, and the peace that comes from living authentically. Her victories may not always be visible to the world, but they are no less significant. In moments of adversity, the woman who chooses herself finds strength in her decision. She understands that challenges are not setbacks, but stepping stones. When faced with failure, she doesn't see it as a sign to give up, but as an opportunity to learn and grow. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback, and every obstacle becomes a lesson in resilience. This perspective transforms what others might see as defeat into a profound victory. The woman who chooses herself also wins in the relationship she builds. By valuing herself, she sets a standard for how others should value her. She surrounds herself with people who respect her boundaries, support her dreams, and celebrate her growth. Toxic relationships fall away, not because she is unkind, but because she refuses to settle for anything less than what aligns with her worth. This intentional approach to relationships ensures that the connections she nurtures are genuine, uplifting, and fulfilling. Her victories extend beyond herself, inspiring others to make similar choices. When a woman chooses herself, she becomes a beacon of hope and strength. Her courage to live authentically encourages others to do the same. Her story becomes a testament to what is possible when you prioritize your own well-being and dreams. This ripple effect creates a legacy of empowerment that touches lives far beyond her own. The woman who chooses herself never truly loses because every choice she makes is an investment in her growth and happiness. Even when life doesn't go as planned, she gains something invaluable: the knowledge that she is living her truth. In choosing herself, she creates a life filled with meaning, purpose, and joy, a life where every step forward is a victory in itself. In the end, the essence of a woman who chooses herself lies in her courage, authenticity, and unwavering belief in her worth. She understands that life's most profound victories are not defined by the standards of others, but by the fulfillment of her own truth. Choosing herself is not an act of rebellion. It is an act of love, of alignment, and of purpose. She steps boldly into a life where she is the architect of her dreams and the guardian of her peace. She breaks free from the shackles of societal expectations, prioritizes her well-being unapologetically, and reclaims her power to define her own success. Even when faced with challenges or setbacks, she transforms them into stepping stones, learning and growing with every experience. Her journey is not just about her. It is a legacy that inspires others to rise. She becomes a beacon for those still searching for the courage to choose themselves. By living authentically, she gives others permission to do the same, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and transformation. A woman who chooses herself never truly loses because she finds something far greater than what the world can give. She finds herself. In every choice she makes to honor her worth, she crafts a life of meaning, purpose, and joy. And in the quiet moments of reflection, she knows she has lived not just for the approval of others, but for the fulfillment of her soul. That truly is the greatest victory of all.